Yeah, very disappointed. It almost feels like 2 years ago against New Zealand again, where we actually played a good game of cricket. I can't fault the the game that we played today. We threw everything at New Zealand, possibly 20 runs short if you're really harsh on yourself, but it was a tough wicket. And in the field and within the ball, the guys tried for 50 overs, and that's all I can ask for. There was a great intensity. Kane played a great knock. It's probably the difference between the two sides. Just one guy just taking it through. The fact that we batted for a bit, got through a tough time, getting a partnership together, then we lose a wicket. Then we batted again and got the partnership together. So it was a lot of stop-start. And with that, you lose out on 15, 20 runs. And that's what we were saying in the dressing room the whole time, was trying to get to 260, 270. That would be a really good score. So we did feel like we were just a little bit under where we wanted to be, but still runs on the board. If we bowl well, it will be a tough score. And the message from me the whole time was just for the guys, the whole time, just to keep them in the game. Even though if someone batted well or played a few good shots, it was just to keep the intensity in the field. And I can't fault that. I do believe he threw everything out there with the ball especially. So well played to Kane. I thought it was a really good knock, showing how to put an innings together on a pitch that you need to decide when to push and when to hold back. And he picked his bowlers. He targeted a few overs in the game, and the rest he just ticked it off. So really good chase from him. Yeah, we've been saying, and we've been hard on ourselves in that as well. We need guys to stand up and put in performances that will win you games, and that has been where we've been short in all the games that we've played so far. The one innings of Quinny getting 60 or 70 the previous game is signs of that. But we still need more. We want guys to put in match performances, runs, and as he showed, that's why I use him as a reference, that you need someone to go further, and we haven't had that, and that's purely the finger pointing back at us as a batting unit. We did well in parts today. As I said, the wicket wasn't as flat as you thought it would be. Those first 15 overs felt exactly like Auckland. The ball was hooping around corners there. So we felt like we did the hard work, and you thought it would get easy, but they kept getting a wicket every time there was a 50 partnership, 60 partnership. And you need that to go to 100, and you need one guy to bat through the innings. Rassie did a little bit of that, but it was a 60, 67. You need someone to get 100 plus. And that gives you that 15, 20 more runs that I speak of. Yeah, it's tough now. You can feel the dressing room. The guys are, they're hurting. I'm feeling 5 years older. My body is really sore after that. So we left everything out there, and that's all I can ask for as a captain. That the guys fight. They showed that. Unfortunately, we've just not been as good as the opposition that we've played against. New Zealand today was a little bit better than us, and that's a skill thing. It's not a hunger thing. It's not a determination thing. It's not a fight thing. So yeah, I can't fault the team for that. Pure numbers on the board. Batters getting the runs that they should. If you look at opposition, there's been big runs scored by batting lineups. We've got a pretty young-ish batting lineup. If you take Rassie, Aiden, guys like that, even Andy to a degree hasn't. He's going really good with his cricket, but he's young in terms of putting innings together. So I think if you compare our batting lineup, especially our batting lineup, to other batting lineups around the world, purely on a numbers point of view, that doesn't stack up with the rest of the world in terms of numbers. So we're not as experienced perhaps as other teams when it comes to that. But yeah, the reason why I say not as good as other teams is we're just not producing scores or innings that can win you games. I think the bowling they've been fighting this whole competition, probably bar the Bangladesh game where we were a little bit off. We need more runs. I think that will happen naturally with quite a few guys at the end of their careers. So you're probably getting 3 or 4 guys getting away from that, and then you will, depending on Cricket South Africa, how they feel in terms of what they believe is a good way forward. They might want a complete change. So those are things you sit down and talk about. For me, it's just finding we've got some young players, so there's a future there. The young guys, I've really backed them this tournament. I think they've got a great future ahead of them. Rassie has shown that he's the real deal. I think he's got leadership capabilities as well. He's standing up to be a strong man in a big tournament for us. Andy has done well as a young guy. Aiden we know the kind of player he is. He showed signs today that he can do it. It naturally will happen. You'll probably lose 6 or 7 players after this tournament. Whether you want to change more than that, no, I don't think you need to do more than that. This message to the fans is quite a tricky one, but the guys are fighting. That's all I can say. I know South African people are very passionate, and they're obviously probably a little bit angry at the moment, and rightly so. As a team, we take that on the chin. We're not pointing fingers anywhere else. But as I said, as a team, we're just not as good as the other teams at the moment, and that's our mistake. So we take it on the chin.